Somehow we lost bed adhesion and the print failed. Here's the aftermath after a very, very bad failed print. The thing that failed here was a product I have on Etsy that was made in PETG+. And although the nozzle wasn't directly responsible for it, I felt it was time to change the nozzle on my Mark IV because I have not changed it since I purchased it, and I now have, I'm pretty sure, over a couple hundred hours of print time on it. Now, I have thought about switching the nozzle on my Mark IV previously, but here's the thing. This is a Mark III nozzle, and if we look over here, this is the Mark IV nozzle. They are not the same. This is because Prusa redesigned one of the nozzles for the upgrade from 3 to 4. I bought a whole bunch of nozzles for my Mark III. This is what the nozzles for the Mark III looks like. And that is what it looks like for the Mark IV. And while initially it seems like it looks kind of similar, it's not. Because this entire thing is actually a rod. The Mark III has just a small tip, whereas the Mark IV is an entire system by itself. Now, during this time, what I was thinking was, it's kind of a shame to just throw all of that away. If you're thinking like this, you're in luck, because there is a way to use the Mark III's nozzle with the Mark IV. All you gotta do is buy an adapter, which I bought right here. And that's what that looks like. So I guess it's time to do the first alteration on the Mark IV by doing a nozzle replacement. I just have to go here and pull this part out, and afterwards I can open up this piece to reveal the inner side of here. Unscrew this. After unscrewing it, you should note that the entire thing is now already very loose. After that, you have to disconnect the two wires linked with the nozzle. The first one is the black one on top, and the second one is the top one to the left. While this is very convenient, it's also the main complaint for the Mark IV, because now to change the nozzle, you have to openly change the circuitry a little bit. Personally, I really like the convenience of this, but I guess only time will tell. There is a longevity question here. Oh, there you go. And that's that removed. This is, as you can tell, kind of dirty. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, so I have this, which came with the Prusa Mk4, which is just a metal piece that can actually fit onto the nozzle here. And I have this, which is also a piece that came with the Mark IV, and they fit kind of pretty well like this. I think the intention is that if I give a little bit of, give a little bit of swing, they will come loose like so. And this is what they were referring to when they said that it was supposed to be easy to remove, because this entire piece was really easily taken out. And there, that's it. That's the nozzle gone. And as you can clearly tell, this nozzle is not the same as the Mark III nozzle. I bought this just off of Amazon. It's a nozzle adapter for the Mark IV. So you can use the Mark III stuff with it. So essentially what it is it's just a nozzle that's this much of the full thing, but with a little tip here, so then you can put your own nozzles in. For example, if I have one of these, this should line up perfectly with it here. And yeah, so this is the idea. We're breaking this one thing into two things. The Mark IV nozzle at the top here, this part doesn't really get dirty that much. This part is on the top part of the nozzle, and if it's on the top part of the nozzle, it doesn't get in contact with a lot of the plastic at all. It's mainly the bottom part. The tip here is very dirty, but everything else is very clean. So that's the idea. I'm just gonna plug this in. Very smooth fit. That's always nice. And then here's a new nozzle that I just pulled from my stash of very cheap Mark III nozzles. I'm gonna use this to now just see if I can get this a little bit into place. This is literally it. This was the nozzle change. My hand is kind of blocking here, but I essentially just clipped in on the top left insert. And those are 2 clicks. Got it in. And I'm just gonna tighten this. And that's it. That's the entire upgrade for now, I think, at least. Everything is plugged into the right spots once again. And if I plug this here and do this. Oh, and if you're wondering how I cleaned it all up, I used the vacuum on it and then lint roller to get rid of all the dust bunnies. Let's bring this in. once again, it is alive. Alright, now that it's alive, the first thing we do is to calibrate it again. I smell burnt plastic. If I can scrape down some of this stuff right now while it's heating up a little bit. Oh, and just a quick pro tip here, do not do what I did here. When you're calibrating, do not clean the nozzle. That is a really stupid thing to do. Nice. Probably didn't see that, but right now, because it's heating up a little bit, I took this opportunity to just scrape the side here a little bit of plastic we were using previously. You can just kind of peel off some of this. And now, let's retry this again, but this time with a heat bed, like it's intended. Okay, so from what I gathered, this is an okay length to have in this part that's exposed. The calibration for Mk4 doesn't actually take a lot, mainly because before every single print, it's going to recalibrate itself anyhow. So anyhow, this is the continuation of the calibration with the new nozzle. I plugged in some PLA, and it says here the sensor has detected it, so we are going to continue. And let's give this a go. Continue. And now the question is, will it work? Or did I completely screw up something again? It works! Why yes, the color is correct. Let's try... It's a huge print project, but I don't think there's any other way of checking this. So let's see if this works. Okay, so it is working pretty smoothly at the moment, so I'm not concerned about it. I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit. And color change complete. It was working okay. I'm gonna say that adapter seems to be working fine. And that is a go. We are done with the print. 10 hours and 35 minutes later. And still working properly. So it does work.